Bulavinaka, my name is Litia and I'm from the beautiful island of Laos and I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
My name is Casey, I'm from Tabua. We love Today FM in Tabua. Today FM rocks.
My name is Selina, I'm from Tavengavengamba. I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Pula, my name is Carlo. I love listening to the music in Today FM, in Malak Island. Today FM rock.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
In the news tonight, PM and RFMF hit out at Chan's coup claims. Mixed verdict in Sedition case. An Auditor General supplementary report tabled in Parliament.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Jackie Smith.
Prime Minister Vorengem Bainimarama has branded opposition MP Pramod Chand a coward. This follows an outburst in Parliament earlier this week by Chand, who attacked the Prime Minister, accusing Bainimarama of being the reason for the 2000 coup. The Prime Minister says Chand needs to stop harping when he said nothing about the injustices and coups that have been part of Fiji's history prior to 2006. Savara Tambor reports.
Second the motion.
National Federation Party MP Pramod Chand stood up in Parliament this week and pointing a finger at the Prime Minister with his statement.
The Honourable Prime Minister was the leader of the Fiji military forces. He could not control his guns. He is to be blamed for the 2000 coup, not the people.
Prime Minister says Chand was now yelling from the rooftops pretending to be a saviour when all he did in the past was keep quiet. Bainimarama highlighted the events of 2000 when Lambasa and its people were also victims of the coup, which resulted in looting and the taking over of the Vaturekuka military barracks led by Ratunenga Malalambalabo.
A little coward. Where was he during the event of 2000? Probably hiding under his bus in Lambasa. We never heard a squeak from him when the parliament group under Ratunengama took over the camp and ransacked Lambasa town.
Bainimarama said after the 2000 coup, Chand again kept quiet when the then SDL government came up with racist policies, and Chand never spoke on behalf of the Indo-Fijian community.
In 2000 to 2006, never a squeak from him when the SDL government came up with those racist policies. No words of encouragement for the Indo-Fijians. Now, all of a sudden, he's screaming from the top of his bus.
Bainimarama says Chand is only able to speak his mind because of what the current constitution has brought in place. The PM goes on to say Chand was only making comments for his own gain.
Who gave him the courage to do all this screaming? It's very simple. It's a security environment I and the military and the constitution is now attacking. We gave him that courage, what little he lacks, and of course the confidence to now talk and harp.
Bainimarama, as military commander in 2000, was the helm of bringing back normalcy to the country. This included him taking over from the coup perpetrators, also involved in the declaration that saw the country have its interim government set up. Sabera Tambua, FBC News.
Meanwhile, the Fiji military forces has also hit out at the opposition MP, saying Pramod Chand has decided to forget the role the RFMF executed to quell the rebellion and upheaval of 2000. Chief of Staff Chone Kaloniwai says the statement belittles the professionalism and commitment of the soldiers who stood their ground to preserve and safeguard life as the George Speight Group took over the parliamentary grounds. Kaloniwai says the year 2000 was one of the darkest moments of our nation's existence since independence. He says for 56 days, the Chaudhry government and parliamentary staff were held hostages. The RFMF, together with its commanders, stood with the few against ethno-nationalism.
The RFMF stood there on behalf of the people that were victimized. And these people that were victimized were basically, most of them were from the Indo-Fijian community. And the RFMF had to do a lot of sacrifices. We lost soldiers. The Fiji police force lost police officers.
A majority of the assessors gave a not guilty verdict in a case against 16 people who are charged with sedition in relation to the alleged Ras sovereign Christian state. It is one of the biggest sedition trials, which has been heard for almost 1 month. 3 assessors gave a not guilty verdict this afternoon. However, 2 of them found the accused persons guilty. Judge Justice Arunal Thuge will give his judgment next Friday. The supplementary report to the Auditor General's report on all of the government's financial statements and annual appropriation statements for the year ended July 2016 was tabled in Parliament today, but not without pushback from opposition. This comes after the Auditor General last month revealed that there were key errors in the 2016 audited financials and that a corrected version would be submitted. Maggie Boyle reports.
Supplementary report to the audit report on the whole of government financial.
Opposition MP Professor Biman Prasad moved a point of order, claiming it was unprecedented for the OAG to submit another report.
You know, once the Auditor General's report is presented in Parliament, that's his report. Whether it has errors, whether it has mistakes, it's possible, but there is a process to correct all that, and that is in front of the Public Accounts Committee.
Acting Prime Minister Isa Kim said they had every right to table a corrected report.
Honourable Biman Prasad has not given any specific provision in the standing orders that prevents the independent office of the Auditor General from putting in a supplementary report. Nothing whatsoever. There is absolutely no legal impediment.
Speaker of the House, Dr. Chico Leveni, is stepping in to overrule.
The point has been clarified, and understanding Order 38, there's no illegal practice that had been made in the submission of the supplementary report.
Last month, the Auditor General Ajay Nand held a press conference to reveal that there were key errors in the report. Nand said that there were deficiencies with personnel and an archaic financial system that attributed to the initial report being riddled with errors. Maggie Boyle, FBC News.
Still to come, activities planned for Climate Change Week. And 19 children undergo free heart surgery. Stay with us.
Borani batu karahan para binaranga, total takinan na barongan ng Bula FM, number 2 NSR.
Bula FM, number 2 NSR.
The ruling on the no case to answer application in the case of opposition Member of Parliament Moses Mbulitavu and businessman Jagat Karunaratne has been deferred. Both are charged with spreading seditious comments in public. It's alleged that in 2011 the two had a hand in the spray painting of seditious graffiti on billboards, buses and retaining walls from Suva to Nausori. Defence lawyers filed a no case to answer application 2 months ago, but the magistrate deferred the ruling, saying due to administrative issues. The matter is adjourned to October 2nd. Various activities have been organised by government ministries, NGOs, CSOs and faith-based organisations for National Climate Week next week in the lead-up to COP23. The week-long event was set up to show how climate change affects everyone and the action needed to be taken. Melita Vanga reports.
During the week itself, all 4 divisions will host activities that give ordinary Fijians a chance to learn more about issues, stories and experiences relating to climate change.
NDMO and Med Services is promoting smart and meaningful partnerships with the communities.
To centralize our program in Lambasa, as you know that Lambasa is the capital of the Northern Division, and all from the Konrov and Bua, they come to Lambasa every day. For us in the Eastern Division, we'll try and reach out to the islands as far as it can take us.
Members of faith-based organizations have been preparing materials to integrate messages of environment stewardship into their programs as Fijians come together to pray for the success of our COP presidency.
In the Pacific particularly, but also in other parts of the world, spiritual faith is the foundation for people's worldview, and it's the lens that they approach subjects like climate change from.
Fiji is taking the lead into COP23 and we need to be successful. This issue is a matter of life and death for climate vulnerable nations.
Siratu adds we have to commit to climate action to help the global community reduce the impact of climate change on our island nations. The week-long event starts next Friday with a climate change weekend of prayer and runs through the 30th. Melita Vanga, FBC News.
Children with congenital heart defection underwent free surgery, enabling their families to save $40,000 to $60,000. A team of heart surgeons from New Zealand conducted these surgeries at the Lautoka Hospital over the last few days. Volleyball reports.
19 children from around the country were successfully operated in the past 5 days.
We did more than expected this year. We did 19 children. That may not sound like a lot, but actually it was. We did 5 days of operating, and we operated for about 13 hours of the day.
With 4 children each day undergoing surgery, the team worked closely with the local pediatrics team.
So there is a backup, but the pediatricians here are really good, and we're very confident that we can hand them over and have them keep looking after them once we go. Yeah. We'll come and do visiting clinics here and help to recommend treatment for some of the other children.
The team is working with the Children's Heart Foundation of Fiji to identify children with congenital heart disease.
They do their own organizing, and everything is done under their own expenses, so which is quite helpful. Otherwise, each surgery would cost around $40,000 to $60,000.
The team left today. Volleyball, FBC News.
Ahead in sports with Jamie, he will have more on our women's volleyball side, but up next is Anna with business.
Thanks, Jackie. Good evening. Coming up, Fiji Airways plans new route. And in growing Fiji, Natila Access Road brings new hope for villagers. Stay with us.
मैं प्रेमिला वायरुकु रेकी रेकी से सुबह मेरी आँख खुलती है तो मैं मिर्ची एफएम सुनती हूँ। मिर्ची एफएम इज नंबर 1। इट्स सो हॉट।
हम लोग बार टाउन के कैरियर ड्राइवर लोगों ने हम लोग के मिर्ची एफएम सुनो अच्छा लगे। मिर्ची एफएम इज हॉट।
हाय, मैं संध्या नारिया रेफ्रिकी से मेरे सारे दोस्त मिर्ची एफएम सुनते हैं। मिर्ची एफएम इज हॉट। आई लव मिर्ची एफएम।
हमें स्पिन तो ताबुआ के मिर्ची एफएम में सबसे अच्छा गाना बजे।
मिर्ची एफएम इट्स हॉट।
Leading business tonight, Fiji Airways is looking at this. He says he says comes as the demand increases and Fiji becomes a renowned destination for tourists. Saad Kayum adds Fiji Airways now complies to all the continents except for South America. He adds that they are also looking at this route as well for the future. And now with the latest from the world of high finance, here's Savinatha.
Good evening. Let's look at the performance of the basket of currencies that sets the value of our Fiji dollar over a 5-day moving average. When compared to last week, the US dollar has weakened by 16 points. The United States released some strong inflation and employment figures this morning. If investors find it favorable, it could lead to a further interest rate hike by the US Federal Reserve. The U.S. Treasury yields have steepened with a 2-year yield hitting a 7-week high. Gold steadied above an earlier 2-week low on Thursday as the dollar opened stronger this morning by 1 point. Our basket of currencies also include the Aussie dollar, which strengthened by 14 points, and the Kiwi dollar, which rose by 37 points over the past 5 days. All of this figures into the formula for setting the value of the Fiji dollar. And that's a look at our currency for the week. Vinaka.
Now on to today's exchange rates and foreign currencies. It was a mixed day across the rates today. The Fijian dollar rose against the Chinese yuan to close just about 3.18 and was about the same against American dollar at 48.53 cents. Our dollar fell against the Australian dollar to close just 60 and rose against the New Zealand dollar closing at 66 cents. Looking to the commodities market, oil prices were up slightly at 49.71 a barrel. Gold rose about $7 to close at $1,330.23 per ounce, and silver was up as well at $17.84 per ounce. In growing Fiji, villagers of Natila in Tailevu will no longer have to walk miles and travel by boat to reach hospitals, towns and other facilities. Work on the stage 1 of the Natila Access Road has been completed by the Fiji Roads Authority. Village headman Ilya Sakandavu says the new pilot cut road has given them a new vision and they're anticipating the completion of the access road. Kadawa says they used to face a lot of difficulties during adverse weather conditions. He says access to road will also improve their standard of living. Work on the second stage will begin next month. That's business this evening. Now with the latest in sports, here's Jamie.
Thank you, Anna, and good evening. In sports tonight, Stewart out with injury as Ndrua prepares for his first home match. And bowlers ready for national pairs competition. This and more coming up.
Bula, kera mai singatoka, kera ndo talita kana varorong na radio Fiji 1 and domoy viti.
Ayaw na rin siya. Kombinasyon mo bola ndo talita kana radio Fiji 1 kina domoy viti.
Kaya kuyago sila talit. Nagurara may nawamanyi, nandunga. Gitu talita gini ang gitu Venezuela pag nagudurong varorong na radio Fiji 1 na domoy viti.
Na radio Fiji 1 na domoy viti na bonga ni BNN.
The Fiji Airways Ndrua side will be without their captain, John Stewart, for their match against New South Wales Country Eagles in the National Rugby Championship tomorrow. Ifiremi Tobilevu replaces Stewart at outside centre, while Mosese Voka will captain the team from the flankers position. Stewart has been ruled out due to injury and is likely to be available for selection for next week's match. Suva's Penny Rainray starts at number 8, while Chuele Veteaki, Ratunaisa Navuma, Kalibati Tawake, Samu Singiwa and Sekusa Nandruku retain their positions in the forward pack after a good outing last weekend. Absalom Ewangathambu starts at fullback in front of his home fans alongside other Nandrunga players Pedeli Nadembe at fly half and Apete Ndaveta on the wing. Meanwhile, the Fijian Ndrua is aware of the importance of tomorrow's match against the Country Eagles. The Senirusi Serubakula coach side going to the match as favourites in front of their home crowd, but they aren't dropping their guard against last year's losing finalists lest they compromise their position on the points table. Rohit Deo reports.
Less than 24 hours before we host the first NRC match, the Fijian Ndrua team wants nothing less than a win tomorrow.
It's tough. The competition itself is tough. New South Wales Eagles, they were the finalists last year. So these two home games are both the finalists, New South Wales and Perth Spirit next week. So it's got to be a tough game. It doesn't matter if we're playing at home.
The next 2 weeks could prove very important for the Fijian side.
At the moment we're on third spot, and we have to maintain that. And then this week it's a must win. It's a must win, and the boys know the task ahead of them. And we've been training well, and we really want this win and the support of the people, and especially it's our first home game.
Vice Captain Eroni Vasiteri says his team is aware of the importance of their next match.
First game for us on our home ground, and the visitors, I think they will come and try to beat us on our home ground. But the boys this week we doing our mistakes, learning from mistake from last week.
The match kicks off at 2 p.m. at Singatoka's Lawanga Park. Rohit Deo, FBC Sports.
Fiji-born Marika Korembete is in line to become the latest rugby league convert to become a Wallaby after being named on the bench for Australia against Argentina tomorrow. The former Fiji Mbati winger joins 3 other Fijians in the matchday squad. 84 teams from Viti Levu and Vanuatu will take part in the biggest Sevens rugby competition in Vanuatu, the CMFI Madhuata Regional Sevens Tournament. Elona Turangavu reports a new format for club games is being trialled in this competition.
This is the third year the CMFI Madhuata Sevens Tournament has been running, and it has attracted teams from Viti Levu and Vanuatu. The competition this year will be no different.
Tier 1, we are going for 24 teams. In soccer, they normally say it's the battle of the giants. This team is a battle for big giants, top teams in Viti Levu and as well as in Vanuatu.
The Tier 2 level will feature 40 teams from various clubs in Vanuatu. There will also be 12 under-19 teams and 8 women's teams.
We are so thankful that as we move further, we've been upgrading a lot on our Sevens tournament, so that we may meet the criteria needed by the World Rugby as well as the Fiji Rugby Union.
Tournament coordinator Jackie Takirua says this format will allow as many teams as possible to be part of the three-day tournament.
The teams from Viti level came or used to come to Lambasa. The Vanu level teams used to withdraw from this tournament. They believe in themselves that they don't stand a chance with all the teams from Viti level. That's why we created 2 tiers for this tournament this year.
The tournament has a $10,000 prize money for the Tier 1 winner, $3,000 for the Tier 2 winner, and $1,000 each for the winners in the Under-19 and the women's category. Eleanor Turangeviu, FBC Sports.
The Fiji National Sports Commission handed a cheque of $515,000 to the Fiji National Rugby League as it prepares for the World Cup next month. Commission Chair Peter Maisie says the allocation is specifically for the World Cup build-up. Meanwhile, at the presentation today, Maisie thanked the FNRL for its progressive development programs.
We are very, very impressed with what's happened with Rugby League over the past few years. And it's only about 2-3 years that they've been working very much on the development of the sport. So one of our key goals is working in the rural areas to identify talent and to introduce new sports everywhere we go.
Top local bowlers will get a chance to impress Team Fiji selectors at the National Pairs Open Championship that starts in Suva tomorrow. The competition will be used to select teams for the Commonwealth Games in Australia next year. Vasnil Prasad has more.
With more than 70 bowlers taking part in the 2-day event, expect a firepower show at the Suva Bowling Club tomorrow.
Selectors will be around to see who is performing and how the players are faring. All the hopefuls will be here. Current Fiji reps David Etchison, Arun Kumar, and former reps Ratish Lal and Samesana Sirvati, they all will be here.
The club green is in tip-top condition and ready for the action-packed weekend.
The greens are in very good condition, as you can see, and hopefully if it doesn't rain in the next 2 or 3 days, the greens will be in very good condition.
The 2017 bowling season is coming to an end, but there is still a lot at stake for these bowlers ahead of the Commonwealth Games. Vasnil Prasad, FBC Sports.
The Fiji women's volleyball side will be led by overseas-based Anaseni Seniloli at the World Championships second qualifying round in Kazakhstan next week. Seniloli, who is based in Vietnam, expects a tough outing against the top teams. Eroni Tuinuku reports.
Fiji volleyball star player Anaseni Seniloli says representing the nation is a priority for her.
I'm so fortunate and honored to represent the country again in the second round of World Qualifiers, and I believe in the girls.
Seniloli is Fiji's only professional player and expects to inspire the girls ahead of the World Championship next week.
Her involvement in the team has really boosted the team preparation. We've just prepared for just about 5 weeks now, and as a coach I've been using her to help out in preparing for this tournament.
Seniloli, who's a specialist wing spiker, says she is thankful to the players and the coaching staff for the support.
Right now we're just working on our defensive area, because we know we're playing against the first game against the gold medalist team of China.
2010 was the last time Fiji competed in the qualifying rounds. They're expected to get a taste of this competition when they take on Olympic gold medalist China next Wednesday. Eroni Tuinuku, FBC Sports.
That's it from sports. Join Angie later on with weather and in new media. Google's Pixel 2 is launching next month. Details after the break.
I'm under a sort of of whenever I want to tune in to listen to great music, I always tune in to my favorite radio station, Gold FM, only the classic.
My name is Lita. We love listening to Gold FM here at the Fiji Hideaway Resort and Spa. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
We here at Tano Waterfront Lautoka love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
In your media, Google has released a couple of teasers that almost certainly point to newer phones early next month. She joins us now with the latest in weather.
Hello to you and to the amazing weekend. We finally have taken the Friday stage, and I know most of us can't wait to wind down. Coming to today, a terrific weather pattern for some, while some had to deal with rain. Let's take a sneak peek in the west. It was partly sunny with few light showers, some relief for the crops. Eastwards from Peck Harbour to Suva, a day without much rain, but more showers are indicated for tonight. And up in Volleyball, it was mostly clear with beautiful weather conditions. At sea, southeast winds 20 to 25 knots with rough seas. And for the tides, high tide early tomorrow morning will be at 2:33 with a low tide at 9:03. See the beauty of sunrise at 6:01. For tomorrow, a beautiful sunny day is in store, but you know who accompanies? Rain, of course. Tomorrow's temps, the Western Division weather will be quite warm with highs of 30 degrees. And looking further on to Sunday, a bit of morning showers, and finally, we will get to farewell rainy spells by the afternoon. And that's our FBC weather for tonight, Jackie.
Someone's looking forward to the weekend. Thanks so much for that, Angie. On Fiji Pulse today, we asked, what is your prediction for the NRC match between the Drua and Country Eagles?
I believe the Fiji team will win because they are playing on home soil.
Fiji, of course, for the last week have seen their games, and also we're hoping Fiji is going to win for this game again for this week.
I think Fiji will win that game because they just won the game last week, and yes, I think they are confident to take this game again this week.
I think so. Fiji and Drua will win. They have most of the advantage because they're playing on the home ground, and I think so it'll be a very good challenge for them as well.
Whoever prepares will win.
Recapping the main stories, PM and RFMF head out at Chan's coup claims, mixed verdict in Ra Sedition case, and the skipper ruled out Fiji and Drua countdown to first home game. For these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station Gold FM. To our poll question this week, we are asking, is Sitiveni Rambuka a better party leader than Rote Mumukepa? Visit our FBC website to answer. Before we go, our shot of the day is from Nasinu, another sun casting its golden rays down upon the clouds, turning them bright orange, sent in by Sheikh Hadar. Send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email fbcnews@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via Facebook page FBC News. You can also follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC_news or simply hashtag FBC News. That was your FBC News for tonight from the team and I. Have a safe and enjoyable weekend. Bye for now.
I'm another sort of of whenever I want to tune in to listen to great music, I always tune in to my favorite radio station, Gold FM, only the classic.
My name is Lita. We love listening to Gold FM here at the Fiji Hideaway Resort and Spa. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
We here at Tano Waterfront Lautoka love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.